Well, thank you for coming on my show, Leland. And first of all, we'll start off with how did you like the Young Artist Award that you attended?
Well, thank you so much for having me on the show. I really appreciate it. This is awesome. And it was such an incredible evening. Congratulations to all of the winners and nominees. The event last week, it was amazing. I'm so grateful to Young Artist Academy for organizing such an inspiring and for me to have an opportunity to be a part of it. I was a presenter for the nominees in March, and seeing them win awards was just incredible and it's motivational.
Well, of course, you got to see. I can name some of them at Caden Kurkowski. You got to see, Kai. The list goes on actually. Huntsley and presenting the award and all those young artists, including yourself. Don't want to forget yourself, of course. But it's amazing to see all the young artists there, presenting, getting their awards, telling them their stories, and now, and get inspired and amazing moments. And how was it? How was it like presenting the award? I saw some clips and videos. Of course, I watched it live, online, and I have to brag about that. But how was it?
Well, first of all, thank you for watching it live. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to the Academy. And it was really cool. So I presented in March. It was it was a more closed event because we were presenting the nominees for the 44th and 45th annual Young Artists Academy Awards. It was pretty cool. It was really quick, and I got to meet some incredible talent, and I'm still connected with them today. So, really chill. I described it as really chill and just a great event to be a
Hmm
part of. And
hmm
if they asked me to come back, I would 100% do it.
Well, amazing. Like I said, I would name so many names that I saw. I don't want to leave them out. You got I believe Kayla, and Miss Kaden Kratowski, Huntsley. If I'm forgetting other people's names, please forgive me. There were so many names out there, but for yourself, um, how did you get to, if you mind me asking, get to present the award? And how was it? Were you nervous? Were you, I don't know. I should be, I shouldn't be saying this, but were you sweating? Were you nervous? I mean, you're getting up there in front of everybody was looking at you and um, all the young artists out there watching you on stage. So what was going through your mind? Were you thinking, oh, please don't let me forget a line. Please don't let me mispronounce names, or please don't, what was going through your mind?
So I was around the last bit in March. I was around the last bit of people presenting, and around two or three of the presenters weren't able to make it. So some of our scripts were rearranged last minute. So of course, what was going through my mind was like, okay, so how am I going to be able to do this? Because I memorized a script prior to that, and now I just gotta disregard that and let's try and get this new one up, right? So of course I'm like in line, just trying to memorize. Like, okay, let's get it. But I realized, like, okay, I can have my paper with me. So when I got to the podium, I just, it flowed through my mind. Of course, I looked at it before, and I looked at the paper and just looked in front of me, and honestly, it just flowed. It's something that comes naturally with you, especially if you've done theatrical productions before. So yeah, it's something that comes natural.
Amazing, amazing. And were you able to tell jokes, funny jokes? No. I have to ask. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
not this time, unfortunately.
Sometimes, who the persons who's usually kind of in charge of it, not really, but they kind of present or like to, tell jokes about the cast members or stuff like that. I just had to ask. Um, you are in a film or a documentary. You can correct me about missing. It's about raising awarenesses, and I love that you're talking about it, raising awareness about it. And I would like you to tell the audience what's it about and what's the story behind it.
So the story behind that little short film that me and my co-stars did is to bring awareness to the fentanyl epidemic and how it can affect anyone of any ages, right? So it could be adults or even teens or even kids. Like we just have to bring awareness to this situation and how
Hmm.
big it is. People often joke about it, and I understand. It's not it's a sensitive subject. Like millions of people die from this each year, and just bringing awareness to the topic is something I believe that needs to be said more. And we filmed that around last month with me and my co-stars. It was a pretty cool shoot, around 2 hours, really quick. Shout out to Mr. Dave Serrano for giving us that opportunity to do it. It was super fun, super quick, and yeah, it was just overall amazing. And I'm glad we're bringing light to that situation.
And um, were you the one, if you mind me asking, produced it and decided that you want to make this and make this documentary that it's so important to talk about, or was it just you and your co-stars that you both decided that we want to make this documentary to talk awareness about it? Which I am 100% so proud of you guys that you're making this documentary about raising awareness about it, and I'm so happy. But that's the question is whose idea was it?
So it was my director and producer, Dave Serrano's idea. He reached out to us and was like, "Hey, we would like you guys to be a part of this project. Would you be interested?" And I'm like, "Of course. This is amazing." And we took up the project, and yeah, here we are.
That's amazing. And where people can watch that?
So you can find it on YouTube. It's missing, and if you just put Dave Siriano, it should pop up. He has so much, so much great content out there, especially on YouTube. So you can find it there.
That's amazing. And then of course you um, worked with, you can correct me, with the actor and producer Gary Since, and that's amazing. By the way, congratulations. And it's about surviving combat, overcoming, and it's in a town. And what can you tell the audience more about it?
So the project was a documentary based on Vietnam veteran Hal Croft, and it was such an honor to work with him. So Hal Croft he's a Vietnam veteran, and after surviving combat and overcoming his inner battles within after the war or during the war, he kind of like defied those odds by guiding like a small town track and field team in an unprecedented 29-year undefeated streak, molding a variety of students into champions. So he was like
Hmm.
this
Hmm.
mentor to so many people. Not only was he an American hero, he was this mentor to many young Americans. And that honestly, making it into a documentary, I fully support. And it was such a fun project. Honored to be a part of it. My favorite part about the shoot was hearing him tell us the stories of his life, and it's very interesting. So great to meet Hal Croft and Gary Sinise. He was executive producing it, so I didn't get to see him on set, but I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing him at the premiere.
That's amazing. Congratulations on being part of that.
Mm.
That's really inspiring. Um, now, going through a little more about your background and about your acting, I know you were in a true story, and you can correct me in the name of it. You were wearing military clothes, and I believe it's that Mr. Calcraft film, and it's called Croft. And what can you tell the audience more about it? And I know it's based on a true story. And where was it filmed at? And what can you tell the audience?
So yeah, that was the Gary Sinise project we were just previously talking about, which is cool. Um, you know, like I said, it was based off of this incredible guy, Hal Croft, Vietnam
Oh, I'm
veteran.
sorry, I didn't know if it was related the same, but you
Oh,
can
no
still talk
worries.
about it.
No worries. Yeah, no, filming that, I can talk about the filming. Filming that was so cool. I remember this drone shot. Me and the rest of the soldiers were running. We had to run into the trench and jump over it, and there was this drone that was flying overhead
Hmm.
us. I thought that
Hmm.
was really cool about the shoot and getting to meet all of my other co-stars, because I'll let you know that I was the youngest dude on set, and my co-stars and directors and just everyone on that team did not make me feel young. They didn't exclude me. I mean, I was treated, fair. Like it was such an amazing, cast, and I can't wait to work with them again.
And where were you filmed at? I mean, you're talking about Trents. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
don't. If there's a place in California that has Trents, please tell me. But you know, where was it? I mean, I'm just curious.
So we filmed that over in Central Florida. It was, I don't know where it was, to be honest. It was somewhere in Central Florida. Some really kind gentleman was able to give us a portion of his land for us to film it. I remember I saw a picture of excavators just like digging out the site prior to filming, and I thought that was really cool seeing. It was in Sereno, I believe, Sereno, Florida, which is Central Florida.
How long did it take you guys to make the film?
It took 2 days.
Oh,
It was,
wow.
yeah, it's awesome. We knocked that out.
Amazing. And people can watch this on YouTube or is it on Amazon Prime?
So it's not out yet. It's in post-production
Okay.
editing now, so we haven't had the premiere. But we can connect on that once it does come out, and yeah, we can let everyone know.
Oh, we'd love to tell the audience more about it. Now, a little more background about you again is that you did stage theater and you played Moana on a stage theater and many other ones. But the Moana is for me. I love Moana, but it made me so intrigued. Um, I saw the picture of all of you guys on the stage, and I'm just curious. When you watch the movie Moana, it has all this care, all this stuff that's been going on. She gets in the water and all the, etc. But how long did it take for you guys to practice the roles and, memorize your lines, especially you? Like, what was going through your mind and the rest of the cast?
So I did Moana back in 2022, and honestly, it was one of my favorite theatrical projects that I've ever done. I played Maui. I was blessed and honored to be able to play Maui. What was going through my mind is, okay, this is my first character that I was really out there, right?
Uh-huh.
'Cause all my previous theatrical characters were more like monotone, and so I had to get this extremely new vibe, right? Like I am Maui, like a demigod of the wind and sea. So it was cool. I studied The Rock and his mannerisms, even watching him, like his little YouTube videos of him being in the booth recording, voice recording Moana, to even doing the same gestures the cartoon Maui does in Moana. So, and I guess a huge part of that is just my mom's Tahitian cultural influence that she did Tahitian dancing and the whole Polynesian vibe. I did Polynesian drumming back in the day. So that whole Tahitian vibe just, it helped me
hmm
become Maui, right? Because that's what Maui is. He's Tahitian or Polynesian, Samoan, just the islander vibe. So it's really cool
Right.
getting to be able to step into that that role and being able to play Maui. So yeah.
Amazing. 100%. You know, curiosity that I ask a lot of actors is that, and actresses, who start in theater, do you like theater or do you like being on screen? And I may know your answer, but I'll let you answer that. But because I know a lot of actors when you're on theater, you make a mistake, you just keep going, right? But if you're on screen, you go cut, and then the director gets on to, okay, now we start over, cut, go action. So what's your opinion about it? What do you think?
But both on screen and theater have great attributes that make them different in so many ways. Because both of them are so exciting to do. Uh, Honestly, I'd say both. The feeling of being on set and on camera is exciting. You see all these parts moving around. One, two, three, action. That's exciting. And as well as performing on stage with a live audience is enticing, and it gives you an adrenaline boost to be like, sing and be out there bold. So, these aspects just they can't compete with each other. Of course, they're completely different, but I'd have to say both.
If you, and I know this is a hard question, but if you really, really had to choose, which one would you, if you only, okay, if you really had to choose only one, which one would you go for?
Theatrical performances or on screen?
Yes.
Ooh, great question. Considering I love them both. to be fair, I have been doing theater since like almost all of my life. So I guess I'm more used to that. But again, on screen, it's so exciting to be a part of. So, but theater, it's always going to be part of my life along with on screen. So,
Hmm.
I'm a little bit more familiar with the theater area, but venturing on screen, it's always so exciting.
Just a curious question. As yourself, did you ever thought, you would leave theater and go to on screen, or was that always your, if you mind me saying, a dream and a passion to get on screen?
It wasn't always a dream and passion to be on screen until quarantine. So when I was around 6 or 7 years old, I started theater. Ever since then, I loved it. Then quarantine hit, and all the theatrical companies they were closed, right? So I would sit on my couch during those rainy days and watch Netflix, or and I'd see all my favorite actors on screen, be like, that's really cool. I had this idea, and ever since then, I took that step forward. I've been enjoying on-screen acting. Now, of course, once I get done with the project, I'm like, you know what? Let me do a play, and I just do the play, and I love it. I love every second of it. It's doing what I
Amazing,
love.
amazing. And now you in 2022, you were in if you mind me, a Christian TV show, I believe, called The Summer Camp.
Film camp?
A film camp. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no
I
worries, no
thought it's
worries.
summer camp. Film
No worries.
camp.
I was
I'm
trying to like
sorry.
maybe refresh it. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you. What can you tell an audience about that? Because I know there were some well-known Christian actors on that set as well.
Yeah, so we filmed that last year, and it's such a cute little project. Of course, it being called film camp, it really was a film camp. I mean, we stayed at the camp and did camp activities when we weren't filming. So some popular uh, actors that were in it, one of them being Dean Cain, and um, who played Superman, Lois and Clark, Jenna Lee Hamlin, who works, phenomenal actress.
Hmm.
Ed
Hmm.
McClintock, he's always such an amazing person to work with, and many, many more talent that can't even get to the top of my head. But yeah, it was so fun. Honestly, one of my best set experiences, just because uh, everyone there, every teenager had the same passion and the same. Oh, I love acting. Okay, we can relate on that. So we all talked and played music by the campfire and stuff like that. So that's cute.
Amazing. That it sounds so much fun. How long was the camp?
The camp was 1 week.
Wow. And I bet. I said that twice. That nobody wanted to leave.
This is true. Yeah. True. Yeah. I remember everyone was crying on the flight back home.
Right. You just wish you could stay there forever. Um, Now let's talk about this 1968 era film that you did, and it's called She Was 17 Again. Um, to me, it seems like it's really cool. I saw the background pictures in the classroom and the costumes and etc. But um, how was it like being on a film, or that's being made back to the 1968 era film? And what can you tell the audience about being 17 again?
So stepping into the year 1960s, right? That era, it was definitely different for me because we had like the outfits and day one of shoot. It was like so interesting, right? You see these kids and extras and talent just walking by in these 60s clothes. And here I am just taking pictures with them. It's pretty cool. Once you read the script, it's like, wow, these guys did amazing, like just putting the characters in the 60s. Obviously, I want to know how it would be like to be in the 60s. So, of course, you're doing your research, how their hair was like and how their mannerisms were. And yeah, I made lots of friends on that set. It was cool because my theatrical world and my movie world kind of combined because I got some friends from my theater group to be in that movie with me. So it was really cool.
Amazing. That's so awesome. A little bit more about you, if you mind me asking, is are you the only child, or if not, I mean, um, do you have any siblings? And if you do, are they also in acting, or you know, let's let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I have an older sister. She's 19 years old and she's a sophomore in college. Um, I'm I'm younger than her, obviously, and I have, I consider them my siblings. I gotta love the furry friends, my dog, my cat, and my bird. Just funny enough, because my dog and my cat are afraid of the bird. He's just that menacing. But my bird's a real sweetheart. I don't know why they're scared of him. But yeah, I'm the youngest child in the family. My mom and my dad have two children, which is me and my sister. So, oh, and
And
my sister, she's a theatrical actress, but if they need her on set to fill in, then she'll be more than happy to do it.
mhm. Did you know, I bet your parents never thought, you as yourself, or if you mind me saying this, that they never thought they would see you, their son being on set, especially bring it up again, being on the Young Artist Academy of on the big stage with all those um actors, and of course you got the, be that, do that. Again, congratulations. But
Thank you.
your parents probably never thought they would see you there, right? Or being on stage. And then of course that's one question is, and I should have asked this earlier, did you ever thought you would see yourself on that stage?
No, I honestly didn't, because whenever I go on set, I live and I just live in that moment and enjoy the just being surrounded by incredible talent. So of course I never looked at, it's great to have goals. And I had these goals. I didn't think, I'd be on the Young Artists Academy presenting so soon, right? So of course I had these goals and vision in my mind, like, okay, one of these days I might do that. I didn't think it was going to come so soon. Um, one day I was on set, and then, just living life and enjoying the time there, the set, quiet on set, whatnot. And then when I come home, mom's like, "Hey, they asked you to be presenter." I'm like, no way. That's really cool. I mean, and I looked at the list of the presenters, and I was familiar with some of them, and getting to meet them and talk to them was really fun. So, but yeah, no, to
Well,
answer your question, I don't think I expected this anytime soon. Well, of course, I had the goal to, but not anytime soon. So this is amazing.
well, it's amazing. Again, congratulations. There's all the actors that you met. The names can go on. And it's amazing that you got to be there, and and I'm so happy you had so much fun. And you're right. There's all those young, talented actors, including you. And they're all being on these films, and they're telling their stories. And they all have the same dream as you. So it's amazing. And I guarantee you, if I was in your shoes, I'd be shocked to be on stage to do that. Um, and I know you, I don't know if you're gonna admit this, but did you break down and cry, or did you just go in your room and like scream excitement? I'm just a little curious. I'm sorry. I want to
Oh,
be
no
in your
worries.
I want to be in your brain, because you said you saw your path. You wanted, you knew you were going, but you never thought it'd be this soon. And then your mom or your parents told you. For me, I would break down in tears and happiness. I was like, wait, what? This can't be real. Let me look at this again. What was, I'm just curious that what was happening?
So I remember on the car ride home, I was tired. I was ready to hit the hay. Walking in my room, and then mom's like, "Hey, come over here." Okay, cool. What's up? They wanted you to be presenter. I woke up. I was my eyes shut. I mean, they just opened. Like they opened. Like I was full of adrenaline. I had like 10 cups of coffee inside of me, right? I was like, no way. And they're like, yeah, I mean, this is cool. I'm like, no way. So, it was exciting. It was just that boost of adrenaline. I was kind of running all over the house. It was cool, but eventually I calmed down. I got the rest I needed. But no, I'm super grateful for the opportunity.
It's amazing, and I saw the big, huge group picture of all the young and actors. I'm saying it again because it was amazing. And it's just like uh, you're on there on the stage, and you're just in your moment, and you're telling you know, calling these names, and I guarantee you, if you mind me asking, some of those young actors that you knew, did they ever thought? And I know it's weird, it's strange to say this. Please forgive me, but did they ever thought they would see you on that stage? Were they shocked to see you up there?
You know, that's a great question. I wish I had the answer to because maybe that's a question I can ask my friends. Like, I shoot them a text and like, hey man, did you ever think I'd be on stage like that too? Because obviously, everyone was new. I went up there. I met them there, so they didn't know me prior to the presentation. Um, but I mean, that's a great question. So
I mean, I bet your friends were like, "Whoa, that's so awesome!"
yeah. Oh, you're talking. Oh, yes. No, my friends back home. You're talking. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, no, my friends back home. Once they heard, dude, this is awesome. I mean, they were shocked. Like, where can I stream this? Where can I live stream this? It's so funny. Like, here I am sending the links, and it's fun. It's
That's
such an
awesome.
honor.
Uh, Again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I have to ask you is that I ask a lot of young actors and actresses out there in this industry is that how do you, as yourself, s- maintain your life is been going to school, doing your homework, and acting and going to audition. How do you work around that schedule?
Right. So I am a homeschooled student. I'm dual enrolled in college right now. So everything's online. And that kind of makes it a little bit more flexible for me. And I
Hmm.
stay organized by creating deadlines and separate schedules for my career. I believe, like, making a schedule and deadline helps me work around plans that may conflict with school. And it really does help a lot. So that's kind of how I really keep at it, being busy, just like, okay, so at this time, I'm going to get this done. Right. And if I don't get this done, before I sleep tonight, I'm going to accomplish everything. So that kind of helps.
That's amazing. And my next question is for you as yourself. What attracted you to get into acting?
So the arts have always been a part of my life. I mean,
Hmm.
my mom is a musician, my grandma's a musician. So ever since I was a baby, music has been instilled in me. And, just music it's just been close to me since I was born. I grew up with it. So, my love for it comes from my childhood. And I didn't realize my love for acting until boom, 7 years old. My sister and I were in the car one day and she brought up, hey, why don't you do this camp? I'm like, okay, what is it about? And she's like, it's a theater camp. You get to perform on stage. I'm like, okay, I'll try it out. I loved it ever since. It was Sound of Music. I got to play Kurt. And I'm like, I want to do this more. And then boom, like now here I am, right? So I just, I've always loved it. So the
Amazing.
art's just always been around my family. I've been
That's
grateful.
that's actually amazing and awesome to hear. Um, what is your upcoming project that you have next?
So my upcoming project, like I said earlier, I mean, in post-production, it's the Howcroft documentary. And the next one is this movie called Aftermath, and I filmed that in West Virginia. I was a part of this project, and it was written and directed by my two friends, Ty Howard and Bronson Howard. Shout out to them. They're extremely talented. They're 14 and 16 and wrote the whole script and directed the whole movie. I mean, if that's not talent, I don't know what is. So yeah, so the
That is
movie
amazing.
follows, yeah, the movie follows a group of teenagers at the end of the world, and they're all trying to figure out how to deal with it together, right? And it's this really cool, action packed, and also dramatic and really cute film. Not really cute, but like it's just that wholesome
Hmm.
vibe.
Hmm.
Um, but no, just being a part of that with my friends, it was definitely different, and it's a great kind of different because my friends directed it. It's not like you could go to your friends like the director when director's usually an older person, but my friend's like 16, 14. It's like, wow, that's talent, right?
That's amazing, and I can't wait for you to talk more about it later on. Now, it what people should know about you other than that your family know? Is there any secret? Is there any hidden talents or something that nobody knows about you that only your family know?
So, other than being an actor, I do run this senior citizen helping project called a helping hand. Well, not it's a helping hand project, and it's for senior citizens who need help in the technical world. Because one day I was cooking in the kitchen, and my grandpa approached me, He's like, so how do I do this? I'm stressing out. And I just realized his power was off and he didn't know how to turn it on. And then I was like, lots of seniors probably deal with the struggle, but don't have the resources or someone at home to help them. Maybe they need that. So I initiated that not too long ago, and I thought that was really, really cool to do. Other than that, I'm just a teenager. I love doing what I love. I love cooking. That's something I do in the kitchen a lot. And what's not really a supposed to know fact, but more, just a fun fact. Whenever I cook, I start to play Ratatouille ambiance music, and it's pretty silly. It's pretty silly, but it really helps me cook in the end because I'm just gracefully cooking there. If I'm in,
Hmm.
I'll just play that one scene where they're in Gusteau's and they're like, oh, chopping up the stuff. But
Oh,
no,
the chopping up
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
No,
carrots.
yeah, pretty much. And it's just funny. It's a fun thing to do. I've been doing that ever since I was like, what, 12. So
Are
it's
you
just
the one that in the movie? I know what you're talking about where you're not looking and it's just chopped so fast,
yeah, yeah, like that. Yeah, that's what I do.
and where you're
And
trying not to cut
yeah,
your finger off.
right now, no, yeah, almost did that, but no. Other than that, I like to game, hang out with my
Hmm.
friends, read books.
Wait,
Uh,
so seriously, you almost cut your finger off?
oh, no, 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 no. So like, I almost, just cooking in the kitchen, almost, just it's a minor injury, I think, but
Oh,
almost.
well, okay.
I
I'm
didn't,
sorry. I was
I didn't,
like,
I
wait a
didn't do that.
minute.
No, no. But what I do too is I like to garden, and I have this
Mhm.
garden outside in my backyard that I'll grow some lettuce or strawberries, fruits, vegetables, and I'll use them in my cooking. One interesting thing that I like to do is I like to experiment with my fruits and vegetables. So one time I created this thing called a zookumber. So I grew a cucumber flower and pollinated it with a zucchini flower. And once they pollinated, they created this zookumber. And I let my mom try it, and she's like, "This is an interesting taste," but I think she liked it, so I might try it again.
I'm glad. I'm glad she liked it.
Yeah,
What was the color like? I'm curious.
it's darker. It's a larger cucumber, just a little bit more edgy and
Hmm.
bigger. I don't know what it tastes like. I didn't
And
taste.
what made you do this ingredient?
I think it was just that thought in my brain, like,
Hmm.
what if instead of pollinating a cucumber flower with a cucumber, plant, why don't I do like pollinating a zucchini plant with a cucumber flower?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just that experimentation in my head. Okay, let's try it out. So it ended up being successful.
Amazing. Maybe you'll be on the food channel one day.
I hope, we'll see. We'll see.
You
That would
never
be
know,
cool.
right?
That'd be very cool.
Um, and it's I don't I know what you're I like cooking as well, but I don't think I'm good at it to be honest. I mean, but I love cooking like spaghettis. I know that's like an easy thing, right? But like what's your favorite biggest meal you like to cook?
Appetizers, I gotta say cheesy flatbread, and
Okay.
in the meal, burgers. I feel like I'm that American dad where I just like grill outside in burgers. I remember when I first got ingredients, I lit up that grill and just started grilling burgers, and I love it. I love to make them, especially my cheesy flatbreads. I remember it's a tradition for me. Every year during the Super Bowl, I'd make a cheesy flatbread, and that's just kind of my comfort meal. So yeah, cheesy
Oh,
flatbread
wow.
and burger.
So my last three questions for you is what is your greatest strength so far as a young actor?
I feel like getting to learn both worlds of theater and on screen really helped me and impact my acting and craft as a whole. Because you
Hmm.
never know if you book a commercial and they want you to be bold and more out there, like theater, right? That can help me a lot, especially in voiceover roles. Like if they want me to be boom out there, being in theater helps me with that, right? Whereas, if they want me to be more calm and realistic on screen helps me with that, right? Even in theater, if they want me to be more calm and reserved and just be real acting, then that's where the on screen comes from. So just getting to learn both worlds, super useful.
Amazing. And of course is I know it's maybe too early to ask this because you're young still, but what's your short-term goal? And this is the same question, of course. What's your long-term goal?
So right now, my short-term goal, obviously, graduate high school. I got one more year left, and just of course keep doing what I love. I'm always going to keep doing this. Long time goal. Oh, for a short time goal, I'd like to add, just keep going on sets and doing on what I love. Not anything specific, but long term goal, of course, graduate college. Um, Doing what I love still, theater and on screen acting, and uh, just just enjoying the arts. Hopefully, a very specific goal of mine is to work in a studio one of these days. Warner Brothers Studios, Paramount Studios, just any kind of.
Yes,
It's really cool. That's a specific goal I'd like to point out.
I
But,
believe you will get there.
oh,
I
thank you so
believe
much.
it.
That means a lot.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you will get there. It's 100%, One thing I love about this entertainment industry, that, we all support each other. And that's the one thing from young artists to from B to A-list actors and actresses out there, and producers and directors. And also, you made a good point. It's like you work with your friends, and friends make good script that you never,
Right.
young friends who are 15, 16 years that never thought make good script and great stories. And that's one thing I love about this entertainment industry, is that we as young minds, young actors, young producers and directors, that we're making stories. We're telling people stories, right? And if we, and that's one thing I love about it. And that's why we keep doing what we love doing, and we keep pushing our passion and tell people stories.
Right. Right.
It's amazing. So
Amazing. Right. You hit it spot on.
yes, 100%, 100%. Well, it's been 100% an honor to have you on my show. And I was so happy to see you on stage. Like I said, congratulations and all the past projects you've done. And of course, I can't wait to have you back on my show to talk about your other upcoming projects, to tell the audience more about it, and hear more projects you're doing. So thank you, and I'd love to have you back.
Well, it was a 100% of an honor for you to have, to be here and just being able to talk with you. So thank you. I'd like to thank you so much for having me and being able to talk with you and share some of my passions and you sharing your thoughts. And I feel like this is a great conversation. So yes, let's definitely connect again.
Yes, you're very welcome. And just young minds coming together. As you and I and all these, we just love it. And Caden, before I let you go, Caden Trudasky has been on my show many times. And she's a great actress, and other young actors and actresses have been on my show, and hearing their story and their passion, how they got into entertainment industry, and the rewards they win, and all being on set, and how they love meeting all the young actors, and especially you got to meet all those young actors, and we make friends, be friends with them, and it doesn't matter what state we live in, because we still stay connected. And that's the one thing I love about the entertainment industry. So please keep up the good work. Um, I'm gonna be, of course, I'm gonna be checking up on you, following you, see how you're doing, and I'll be reaching out to you again to have you back on my show.
Oh, that means the world to me. Thank you so much. Let's continue to support each other. And yeah, this has been such an amazing, time with you. And yeah, no, this was awesome. Let's definitely get together and talk
Yes,
again. This
definitely.
was
I will talk
amazing.
to you
Thank
soon,
you
and
so
thank
much.
you, and look forward to having you back.
Thank you so much. You take
You
care. Thank
too.
you so much.
All right.
Have a great one.
You too. Bye bye.